Hey guys, welcome back to the workshop. I'm Justin Davis from Drone Camps RC. If you just found this channel, you found the right channel because we showcase drones all the time from all over the world. Please do subscribe. Today is a special episode. I went out yesterday because I was thinking that I was going to get an episode done in 25 degrees. You can see the little tiny degree mark there on my sign. It says Zerotech Dobby versus 25 degrees. So I set out yesterday with my snow boots on, all my winter gear, my ski gear and everything, and I took the Zerotech Dobby out with me for a test flight, along with my iPhone 6 Plus. I had everything ready to go. I had 2 batteries charged up, and I was ready to fly the Dobby. I've flown it before, and it flies great, and I wasn't worried about it at all. So I was kind of wondering how it would perform in this cold weather, snow everywhere. So I had pretty good faith in the Zerotech Dobby, but did it hold up to the test? We're gonna find out coming up next. And we'll see if we can do an auto takeoff. It says takeoff now. I'm gonna say okay. So there we go. Let's check out the hover on this guy. It's really solid. Look at that. How's it going? Really super solid. If I push it away, it comes back to its position. It's actually pretty quiet for how small it is. And it's doing pretty well for the hover test. Let's go ahead and do a little punch out real quick. We'll go straight up. 1, 2, 3, punch out. Not too bad. It should have some sort of height hold on here. And now I'm gonna go forward a little bit, fly forward. We're shooting in 1080p today, so let's see how far out it'll go. It shouldn't go too far. So here's where things get really interesting. You can see the drone footage right there on the bottom left, and watch it jerk for a second. It's gonna jerk, it lost communication, and instantly goes into return to home. So you'll see it jerk back again. Now it's headed home, and the video stopped automatically. So now at this point, I'm kind of wondering what's going on, why it disconnected. And you can see the drone above my head there returning to home. The Dobby is performing perfectly, a perfect RTL, so it's coming back to the home point as it's supposed to do. Now it's going to hover over top of the home point and start its descent toward the original takeoff point. And I'm going to stick my hand out and catch it because it does have optical flow sensors on the bottom, which will stop the props after it touches down. So it did its job here, and I'm trying to figure out what happened with the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi just unexpectedly disconnected from the drone. I got that message on the screen. Now, who could be the culprit? Is it Dobby or is it the iPhone 6? The Wi-Fi froze up. I have no more control. So here I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And what happened was the iPhone 6 got too cold. So the iPhone 6 failed in this test, not the Zerotech Dobby. So not a bad test for a cold day out at the field. iPhone 6 0 Dobby 1. All right guys, welcome back from that flight test of the Zerotech Dobby in 25 degree weather, and that was a pretty extreme situation. I was kind of wondering what was going to happen there. So I did a few things before I took off, and I'll share those tips with you for cold weather flying a GPS drone with a bunch of different sensors on there and having your device out in the cold. There's a couple things that you need to do. You need to make sure that your device is nice and warm the whole time you're flying, because in our test the device turned itself off because it got too cold. So all the internal structure of the phone got really cold and it went into an auto shut off mode. So the iPhone 6s shut down and then it lost connection to the Dobby. But the Dobby didn't stop operating. It actually turned around and RTL kicked in, returned to home, and it flew back to the home point, hovered over home point, and started to descend and landed right in my hand. So I have pretty good faith in the Dobby and its performance. Now, a couple tips that I can share with you guys really quickly about winter flying. If you go to a new location and it's under 30 degrees, anywhere you go fly, or even under 40 degrees, these are some things you can do to help out your flying situation. When you take your drone out of your car, don't just put it down
and start flying right away. What happens is there's a bunch of sensors inside here, and a lot of those sensors need to warm up and acclimate to your environment. So you're going to set your drone down, fire it up, let it sit there for around 5 minutes. Watch your battery levels, see if they decrease really quickly. If you're losing battery really quickly, you know not to take off and fly because it might be too hard on your battery. Now, this can happen if you're flying out a mile away. You might not make it back because your battery percentages are going to be dropping so fast you just don't have enough battery to make it back. Now, after you do that, you can also make sure that your device is warm in your hands. Keep it in your coat pocket until you're ready to fly. But if you let it sit on the ground for 5 minutes, warm up to the environment, the barometer in there and everything else in there needs to be acclimated. So very important tip for this situation. I'm pretty impressed with the way it performed yesterday. It was flying great. It held its hover in the hover test. It flew out to a position we had geofenced on it, so it stopped at the edge of the geofence. And it really did a good job filming yesterday too in that weather. It was absolutely beautiful. So thanks again for watching this little test of the Zerotech Dobby in super cold weather. Please do tune in next time and I'll have more tips for you guys coming up on Drone Camps RC. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.